All right, so we are in a safe and controlled environment. We are at the gun range, Immokalee Range and Gun Club to be exact, and this video is for educational purposes only. All right, so we do have an understanding on the Glock Gen 6. It does have some differences as far as visual differences on the actual pistol, but does it shoot the same? Does it shoot the same? I am here to test that theory out and see if it's a better shoot or if it's not a better shoot. So this is my Glock 19 Gen 5 chambered in 9mm. Very pretty. I must admit it does have a beautiful Cerakote on here. And this is the configuration of that. It is not MOS. So that was the beginning of the Gen 5. So this is one of the earlier Gen 5 options. Obviously now the Gen 5s do come in MOS. All right, so I am going to give you, a visual of that Glock 19 Gen 6. More aggressive serration than the slide. This one did come MOS, and it does have a greater stipple or a greater feel in the grip and an extended beaver tail. All right, so we've already talked about generally what the differences were between the two firearms when I did my review. So we are here to shoot it, y'all. I'm trying to catch my breath. It is so windy. The wind is cutting. The wind is cutting my breath. So, all right. So we are in a safe and controlled environment, as I said. And the only thing left now to do is what? Suit them up so you can set them down range. All right. I know there's already 100 videos talking about what it is that we're talking about, but you didn't get it from me. And we are going to shoot them and see the differences between the two. What we're looking for is recoil. What we're looking for is control. What we're looking for is just comfortability in the shoot itself, okay? And this is it. This is the Glock Gen 5, Glock 19 Gen 5, chambered in 9mm. Off rip, I can tell you the difference is that I can feel pistol is clear, magazine is empty. The difference is that I can feel in the grip. The grip on this pistol is a lot stouter because of the shorter beaver tail. It feels a lot more thicker in my hands. Not saying that it's not a nice shoot. The shoot seems to be okay. It doesn't seem anything different. It's still your Glock pistol. But in my opinion, pistol is clear, magazine is empty. The grip on it is making it a little bit more difficult to actually control that shoot. Now, let's go in with the Gen 6. So a quick clear check. All right, this is how she looks. As you can see, we do have an oversized beaver tail, making the top or the base, I'm going to call this the base right here, or the neck. This would be the base. The neck of the grip a lot more thinner or slimmer. So when you're gripping the pistol, it allows you to really get a nice tight grip on that. And this one here is the Glock 19 Gen 6 chambered in 9mm. What a better shoot. In itself, pistol is clear, magazine is empty. It feels so much better in the hand. And just performance, in my opinion, is... Why my dot went out? Oh, there it is. In my opinion. Now, I do understand... Wrong magazine. How the hell? All right. So we're going back in... No. Come here. I'm confusing myself. We did 2 Gen 5s, so now we're going to do 2 Gen 6s. So this is the second magazine on the Gen 6. And we're going to continue to just talk about the what it is that I like. All right, slide release on here, as you can see, very sensitive and easy to drop. And we also have us, pistol is clear, magazine is empty, a gas pedal. The gas pedal memory pad for you to put your index finger or your thumb while you're shooting. So that right there in itself makes it a lot more comfortable in the shoot. Now let's look at them side by side visually. As you can see, the Gen 5 is in my left hand and the Gen 6 is in my right hand. You really can't tell. Let me drop these slides right quick. As far as the top side of the firearm, there's really no difference. See that? Same slide length, same barrel length, same everything except for the serrations in the slide. Beaver tail, you see that? This oversized beaver tail, reducing the amount of slide bite if you do get some. And right here, you see how we have a flared magwell on the Gen 6, or a slight flared magwell on the Gen 6, and the Gen 5 is just a regular actual frame. So we looked at recoil. Let's talk about trigger. Now the Glock 19 Gen 6s, or the Gen 6 models, have, or they what it is that they call a flat trigger. So it has a different shoe per se on that trigger. So this is the standard, or this is the Gen 5 Glock trigger. I'm going to show you the Gen 6. Let's see if we can actually feel a difference between the two as far as the 19 goes. All right. I am experiencing slide bite as we speak, or as we shoot, with the Gen 5. And still, see that? How that bladed safety is digging into my finger. Very uncomfortable. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. And I got a couple bites on the meat of, I don't know if you can see that. Stop for a second. Look. See that? See that bite? All right. So that is one of the obviouses, or the obvious that we can point out as far as the Gen 5 goes. Can we drop the slide? Yes, we can. And it just bit me again. Trigger. It's biting the hell out of me. Screwing up her face already. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. All right, so that was the trigger on the Glock 19 Gen 5. We're going to go in with the Gen 6, and we are going to pretty much do the same for this. But I do have, like I said, she was biting the hell out of me. So this is the flat face trigger on the Glock 19 Gen 6, which is what has replaced the old triggers on all the Generation 6s. Initially, that replaced all of the triggers from the Gen 5s on the Gen 6s. This is how that trigger looks. My apologies, I'm thinking ahead of myself. All right, so we're going to fill this out just as we did that one, and we're going to watch for slide bite. That was tight. Much more comfortable. Much, much better. Again, that extended beaver tail is preventing that slide bite, as well as the flat. I can drop the slide. The flat trigger is being not as, how can I say, it's not digging into my finger as much as the Gen 5. But as far as the quality of the shoot when it comes to the trigger is still very heavy. It still feels like a it still feels like a Glock trigger. Pistol is clear and my magazine is empty. It still feels like a Glock trigger per se. She's sharing out rounds like she's sharing out candy. All right, so let's go back in with the Glock 19 Gen 5. That is how she looks thus far. I done said it 100 times and I'm going to say it 101 times. Still not and never have been a fan of the 19 Gen 5 for its own. See that? Right there? That's what's causing the bite. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. Now I'm finding myself wanting to make changes because I can feel what is the obvious between the two. The 19 Gen 5 probably wouldn't be as bad if you do your little modifications or whatever to it. But why, when you can have a Gen 6, the Glock 19 Gen 6, it just feels like a whole nother firearm in your hand. It feels like a whole nother pistol. Ouch. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Glock 19 Gen 6. Pistol is clear, magazine is empty. Yeah. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is what it is. It is what it is. And Yoke is a super fan of the Glock Gen 6s. 100%. Took them a long time. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. And these are how. This is how they look. So, in your opinion, thus far, besides my excitement when it comes to the Gen 6, what is it that you like? What do you think? What did you feel? Or what did you see? What did you feel? How did you think? If that's even I told you I got a little bit of ADHD. Yeah, most definitely. And I know some people are like, no, well, I'm just going to wait till the Gen 13s until before they change something else. But we're going to give credit where credit is due. Y'all already know that I am 100% supportive of change, especially when it's something that the consumer was asking for as much as I have. I don't think ain't nobody cried on this YouTube more than me about these damn Glocks. So with that being said, yo gang, thank you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel just by watching this video. Overall, the trigger, the serrations in the slide, the grip, the texture of the grip, the stipple, everything is 100% Yoke Gang approved. Te quiero mucho, muchos besitos. Peace.